Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Libby.
And I'm Este.
So today's YouTube video is all about how to apply skincare. Especially if you're quite new to the skincare world, it can be actually really intimidating. I know it was for me when I first started skincare. I was like, what products do I use? When do I use them? How often? It's
in
just
what
a lot.
order?
Yeah.
What is good? What is bad?
So it's a lot to process. We're going to break it down for you and advise on the correct order to applying your skincare products. Now, it's really important to note here that you need to be using skincare products that are tailored for your specific skin type. We don't all have the same identical skin type. There's no point going out to the shops and buying like the most bougie, luxurious skincare products out there because you think they're gonna work, but they actually don't because it's not suited to your skin type.
Yeah, it's not suited to your skin type, or it's not even in the right order.
Yeah.
If you're using, a bougie toner before your moisturiser, forget it.
The general rule of thumb to remember, I think if you're going to take anything away from this, is to apply products from the thinnest consistency to the thickest consistency. The reason being is because the thinnest products absorb way more quickly than they do the thicker products. If you apply thicker products first, you're not allowing the thinner products that you apply afterwards to absorb. It's kind of like blocking the thinner products from absorbing into your skin layers. So just remember that, thin to thick.
Contrary to popular belief, you really don't need the full-blown 8 to 10 step skincare routine. Number one, who has time for that? And number two, that's just like a lot of chemicals in one hit. So if you're really only just starting out, the basic is a cleanser, a moisturiser, and sunscreen. That is the basic of the basics. And then as your skin starts to adapt and gets used to these new products and these chemicals, then you go a little bit further and you go into your vitamin C's, your retinols, or your other actives. So you introduce them slowly, but know how to layer them as well so that you can gain as much benefit as you can from each product. Now into the nitty-gritty of each step.
Step one, cleansing. And when we say cleansing, we mean double cleanse if possible. Double cleansing, especially when you're wearing SPF every single day, and you should, is super, super important because you want to thoroughly take that off for the night, and makeup as well if you have any, and any excess dirt and things that are clogging your pores as well. You want to cleanse all of that thoroughly. This is going to avoid things like irritation, redness, pimples is a huge one. With double cleansing, this is where a cleansing balm or an oil comes into play. So there are so many oils and balms in the market right now. What oils and balms do for you as a first step of a double cleanse is really deeply cleanse your skin. So it's going to get rid of the dirt, impurities, sunscreen, makeup, wherever it is. And then you follow it up with a second cleanse, which kind of does all of the final touches. Sometimes cleansing with an oil and a balm is sufficient because it's taking away like a lot of the gunk. However, if you still feel like there's some oil residue left over and you want to get rid of that, that's when a more gentle cleanser comes in. So you have gentle surfactant cleansers or surfactant-free cleansers that can do that as well and nourish your skin at the same time. So remember, doesn't matter how tired you are after Netflix binging or going out after a long night, you need to cleanse. As an extra step, you don't have to do this every single day, but it's really nice to exfoliate and put on some sort of mask. So purifying masks as an example. And we recommend doing this once to twice a week. Overdoing it, like doing it every day, is a big no-no because when you're exfoliating, you're shedding away dead skin cells. And if you're doing that every day, it can lead to over-exfoliation, which opens up a whole nother can of worms. So you're introducing, your acne, irritation, sensitivity. Treat it as like a little Sunday activity or something.
So step two is a toner. Do we really need this? I mean, yes and no. Like, this is all based on your preference and what works with your skin. So this whole video really is just to help you determine every step of all the skincare products. But what a toner essentially does is it helps you rebalance your pH on the skin. The pH of our skin sits around 5 to about 5.5. Sometimes with AHA cleansers or BHA cleansers, they really drop our pH. So we want to get it back up so that when we introduce other products, it is able to readily absorb onto the skin and not be so irritated. At this point, you can also introduce an essence. Now, what's the difference between a toner and an essence? Well, essentially a toner, again, is about rebalancing your pH, and essence is more like a pre-serum. So it's a slightly thicker, than a toner, but slightly thinner than a serum. I would think of it as like pre-drinks. When you're going out, this is your pre-drinks, and then you'll have your tequila shots later, which is your serums and all that stuff. So yeah, it's really just for, I guess, extra hydration or extra nutrients, but not necessarily you absolutely need a kind of step. Your cleansers, for sure, you need that absolutely in your skincare routine.
Step number 3 is your serums. So like Este said, serums, think of them as your tequila shots. They're powerful, they're effective, and they're strong. So they're very potent products. They're essentially concentrated nutrients, hydrators, and antioxidants that give your skin a really good boost. The serums are usually coming in a liquid to oily form. And when we talk about serums, we talk about things like your hyaluronic acid serum, vitamin C serum, retinoid serum, and they tend to have a much smaller ingredient list as well. So you know that you're getting less of the junky filler stuff and more of the good stuff. That's why they tend to be a little bit more expensive as well. At this point, if you also want to, you can incorporate a sheet mask. So sheet masks are essentially pieces of fabric soaked in the serum. So it's a good way to deliver the serum and let it penetrate in your face. And what sheet masks do is you let it sit there for about 20 to 30 minutes, and it just gives that time for your skin to really absorb all of the ingredients that the sheet is soaked in. It's not necessary for a daily routine, but it's a nice way to kind of give yourself an at-home spa treatment kind of thing.
Step 4, which we kind of put the eye cream here, but it is quite easily interchangeable with your moisturizer. It really depends on what's thicker. And I think with eye creams, I think it's probably the most polarizing product. A lot of people say, no, you don't need an eye cream, you can just use your moisturizer, or it's super necessary in a skincare routine. I mean, you know, it depends on your own opinion again. For us, it really comes down to the ingredients in the actual eye cream. Usually in the eye creams, there are more anti-aging ingredients. So the formulators would generally add in active ingredients that are specifically to reduce under eye circles or the crow's feet. I would actually recommend you to search up the ingredients and see whether there is really much of a difference from your moisturizer or from an eye cream, and see what the benefits are and whether it's worth your money. What I love to use eye cream for is before adding concealer or adding foundation under my eyes. I find that it actually helps prevent the concealer from settling into the fine lines, because it's sort of plumped up that area, smoothed out that area so that the concealer sits on really nicely.
Step number 5 is moisturizer. This one is just as important as cleansing. It's another don't skip this step. It's so important to moisturize because you want to protect your skin. Moisturizing actually helps your skin be more flexible, adaptable, healthy, plump, and without moisturizing, it's like you're inviting the bad guys to come into your skin. The whole point of moisturizing is to create that barrier between all of the bad stuff out in the environment from coming into contact with your skin. So please don't skip the moisturizer. There's so many different types of moisturizers out on the market because it is such an important product. You've got your thin moisturizers, gel cream moisturizers, thicker ones. It all really depends on your skin type and what you need.
Step 6, and this is probably a suitable step for me, is your face oils. So for our dry skin pals, or at least for me, our face oils is probably the most important for us. We've got dry skin because our skin doesn't produce enough natural oils. So a face oil is pretty much to help us replenish those lipids that we either don't produce enough of or get lost during the day. So because our skin is made of lipids, we're pretty much replenishing it or even strengthening our skin as we continue to add more lipids into it. Make sure to apply your face oils last, because a oil is an occlusive product. So what that means, it essentially blocks water from evaporating. So you kind of want to do this as the last step. Since it blocks water from evaporating, if you put face oil before any other layers, you're pretty much blocking anything else from actually penetrating into your skin. So that's why you want to do your face oil last, and that would essentially just seal off all the good stuff that you've done previously. And then at this point you can bring in a face roller or gua sha to do a bit of facial massage as well.
The final 7th step is, of course, sunscreen. We need this step. Please, for the love of God, do not skip out on this step. We will come for you. Sunscreen is so important. I don't care what you say. I mean, unless you want hyperpigmentation, you want redness, you want sunburn, you want cancer, and you want to age faster, go ahead. But if you don't want those things, please wear your sunscreen and don't skip out on it.
If you apply so many good skincare at the start and not wear sunscreen, there's actually no point.
Absolutely no point.
No point, because you're still able to cause damage to your skin. So it's just countering the benefits of the serums, the toners, all the good stuff.
Yeah, you can splurge on those all you want, but if you're not following with sunscreen as a last step, throw that shit in the bin, please. Yeah. Sunscreen is so important, guys, because it acts as a shield against environmental stresses. You're not like necessarily adding more nutrients and all that goodness into your skin. It's literally just protecting the skin.
With sunscreens, you wouldn't have to go all bougie. It's really just a shield. So you can go to a supermarket and get a nice sunscreen as long as the skin feels nice. Mm-hmm. If you plan to use a face oil during the day, do your sunscreen last as well, because that is to protect everything.
So that, guys, is generally it. Just remember, thinnest to thickest consistency products, and always apply sunscreen.
Yeah, and if anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying to you.
Yes. Listen to us, please.
Listen to us. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope that you've learnt a thing or two from all of what we've just said.
If you did, please give it a big like and subscribe to our channel, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell, because we upload weekly videos and you want to get on into that juice.
So in our next week's video, we're going to be doing another vloggy vlog.
Vlog.
Tune in for that.
And we shall see you then.
Bye.
So it's a lot to process, yeah?
Yes.
We don't all have the same identical skin types. That would be so weird. Imagine be like, you're dry and you're dry.
Hi, I'm dry.
Yeah. You? Yeah, I'm dry too, yeah.
So, contrary to popular 8 to 10 skit. Into the gritty. Now, into the nitty. Yeah.
The sun is the devil. I mean,
for your skin.
Yeah, for your skin. I mean, it's still divine. I mean, look at it today. It's thriving.
I just realised that I'm so pale that I blend in with the couch. Where's my shoulders?
Yeah, my shirt as well. It's like, my head's floating. Anyway.